Hi guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. If you have been around the beauty community at all right now, you know that there is a spring sale going on at Sephora where if you spend a shit ton of money, you get 20% off, and if you've spent a decent amount of money at Sephora, you get 15% off, and if you've just ever been a Sephora customer, you get 10% off. Unfortunately, even though I qualify for the 15% tier, I am currently going through a hard time financially because my job was outsourced. So I thought it would be fun to sit down with you today and shop my stash like I'm shopping the Sephora sale and do my makeup with items that I've already picked. I have a whole makeup bag of items that I've already picked that basically are like the vibes of things that I have on my Sephora wish list that if I had endless money I would pick up, but instead I'm using what I have. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and let's get into the look. Alright, now that we're nice and close and personal, over here I'm gonna pop up a little graphic or video of the product that I would be shopping from Sephora, and then I'll try and do like B-roll of the product that I'm shopping from my stash. Hopefully I can make that happen. But let's start creating this look and see what we come up with. So I don't have any primers that I want to pick up from the Sephora sale or from Sephora period, but there is the One Size B12 Base Thinner Luminous Vitamin Pearl Boosting Serum that's really caught my eye. It seems like a really interesting product. It thins out your foundation and makes it more sheer and luminous, or you can use it as a primer or on its own or as a highlighter. And well, that does seem like many products I probably own. Just the way they market it, it's really coming across as like something exciting and innovative. Like, kudos to the marketing team for marketing this as something new and exciting. But from my collection, to get the vibes of that, I am going to be using the Versed Mood Lighting Glow Drops. I honestly don't know if they still make these anymore because they did go through a rebrand, but it's basically a very similar like serum-y glowy product but in a more bronzy tone, and I think it is really beautiful mixed in with my Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. This is just a little pale and this deepens it just enough, and together I feel like they make magic. So we're gonna put those on my face. Have you tried the One Size Base Thinner, or is it something that is not your speed? I'm really curious to know if it's any different than any other like serum-y glowy product, if it's really as innovative as the marketing makes it sound, because that One Size marketing team, man, they deserve an award, because I logically, looking at everything that the product says it is, I'm like, that's not new, but it sounds so new and exciting and I want it, you know? But yeah, I feel like this combo is so nice on my skin. Even though I am fair, this shade 1 and 2 Vanilla is just still a tad even fairer, so I feel like the Mood Drops in Golden adjusted just right. Next, I'm gonna bronze, and the bronzer that I've been eyeing at Sephora is the Benefit Hula Wave Cream Bronzer Balm. They came out with basically a cream version of the Hula bronzer, and they have it in I think 5 shades, and it looks really beautiful. And when I first tried the Hula bronzer, I didn't like it. I thought it was too orange, but then I bought a face palette like years later with Hula in it, and I thought the tone wasn't as orange and I actually liked it. So now I'm curious to try this cream product because I do love myself a good cream bronzer, And to get the vibes of that, this is the one that kind of looks the most similar, and the Hoola says it's a bronzer balm, and this is balmy. This is the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light. I'm just going in with a little face brush. I think this is like one of my only brushes from Rephr. And I'm really excited about Revolution because I feel like for the longest time their products were really hit or miss. And lately, everything, like in the past couple of years, everything that I've been trying from them, the quality has really improved a lot, except for that dupe that they had of the Milk Jelly Blush. I bought that and it dried out within a couple of months. So that one wasn't so good, but everything else that I've been trying the past few years from Revolution, I have really enjoyed. For concealer, I've been really curious about the Tower 28 Swipe All Over Hydrating Serum Concealer. I really like hydrating products because I feel like I have extremely dry skin, especially this year. It's just been so flaky and everything. I have put on moisturizer like 3 times today. So yeah, it's not in a good spot hydration wise, and it just looks so beautiful on the models, and I've heard such good things about it. So to get something hydrating and serumy and concealing from my collection, I grabbed the Lancome Natural Skin Glow Serum Concealer. I got this from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, so it is like a new and exciting product in my collection. My shade is 120N, and I feel like that's a good color for me. I recently also got the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer sent to me, and I did a short video on it on my Instagram and TikTok, and I think it's really beautiful, but I did want something more serumy to compare to the Tower 28 and give myself those vibes, and I really like this one. I think it really brightens and evens my under eye without feeling or looking heavy at all. For blush, I've been lusting after the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blush. The texture just looks so lovely and soft, and like just that slight sheen, and I'm really drooling over those images of it. But from my collection, I do have a bouncy blurring blush. It is the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur Blush in Blurred Buff. I don't know if Bare Minerals still makes this line of blushes, but anything that's still available, I will link it down below for you if you're interested. I do use affiliate links, and it helps support me with no extra cost to you, so I appreciate any time you use my links. So I'm just gonna, I wiped off this same brush, and I'm gonna go into this color, and it's a very like rosy nude color, so it's not gonna be too much different from the bronzer. Oh, I forgot how much I love this color. It's so pretty. I just want to pile it on because it's so freaking gorgeous. For setting powder, I have been really wanting to try the Tower 28 one that I think Samantha March, she raves about it. It looks really beautiful for the under eyes, but I do have something in my collection that is also really beautiful for the under eyes. So today, for setting my under eyes, I pulled the NYX HD Finishing Powder in Banana. I have pretty decent pan in mine. It is just a beautiful light yellow shade and such a fantastic formula. This is my most repurchased makeup item of life. I can apply it with brushes, with sponges, with puffs, with anything, and it doesn't matter how it's applied. It's just the most beautiful powder for my under eyes, and I hope they never discontinue it. If they discontinue it, I might actually cry. It's like there's nothing there, but there is, and it's beautiful. I've been really curious for like a face setting powder about the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Blurring Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I know I'm more dry, so I don't even necessarily need to set my face, but sometimes I like to, just because I like to. And everyone, like, I haven't heard a single bad thing about the Huda powder, and all the hype around it has just got me really curious about it. So from my collection, simply based on the fact that it is a tinted powder with square packaging, I pulled the Maybelline Fit Me powder. It is in the shade 10 Fair Light, and it's, I think, very similar to like the Cupcake shade. I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and mostly focus out on my cheeks, because I'm gonna blend powder products over my cheeks and really layer it. Sorry about that, my battery died when I was talking about the Fit Me powder, but I am feeling like everything is going good together so far. I want to take my setting spray and kind of do a layer, because I like to do that in between layers of product. And the setting spray that I've had on my wish list on Sephora is the one from One Size. It's the On Till Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray. This is supposed to be like even longer lasting than the all-nighter, and purely because it's a similar bottle, I grabbed the Morphe Continuous Prep Set Mist Plus supercharged with ceramides and antioxidants. I'm just gonna douse myself in a layer of that. For powder face products, I have been wanting the Sephora Collection Colorful Face Bronzer Blush and Highlighter Palette. Those baked powders just look so lovely, but I do already have something similar in my collection. It is from Becca. It is the Chloe and Malika Becca BFFs palette. It is quite old and you can't get it anymore, but it still performs beautifully. It has 2 luminous blushes, a highlight, a bronzer, and pretty much looks exactly the same as the light version of the Sephora palette. So I'm gonna take my same Rephr brush that has been wiped off, go into that bronzer shade. It's really a shame that Becca had to go out of business, because their products were really good. The few things that I tried from them, like, I never tried anything that I didn't like from Becca. At least Smashbox took over 2 of their like top products, so that, you know, you can still re-up on your under eye brightener and your highlighters. And then I'm gonna go into this darker blush, which is called, so this is Cocoa Bronze and this is Fabulosity. Oh, I just remembered I had picked out a liquid highlight. Well, hopefully it goes good on top of powders. Hopefully. Ah, those powders are so beautiful. But speaking of, so I've been hearing like Angie and other people rave about those Dior Forever Glow Maximizer Longwear Liquid Highlighters. They look so beautiful. I love Dior highlighter products. One of my favorite highlighters of all time is from Dior. But that is a $45 highlight. So from my collection, I pulled my mini Rare Beauty Mesmerize highlight. It is a pinky toned liquid highlight, and it's just a little mini guy. And hopefully it layers nicely over powder. We'll see. Yeah, that's not wanting to work on top of powder very well. It's definitely like lifting product and not looking super good. That's unfortunate. But I gotta make the sides match, so we gotta do the right side. And it is better with a brush. Like, definitely it was a mistake for me to go in with a sponge, but it's still not laying the best on top of the powders. I think it looks better now. I can kind of see around here where it picked it up a little, but I think it's not as bad and no one's gonna be that close to me. So let's go in with brows. I have a brow pencil that I'm trying to use up, so I'm just gonna use that one. And then I do have a brow product that's on the list that I pulled, but we'll just start with this. This is the Fenty brow pencil in the shade, it's the Brow MVP in Soft Red. And I'm trying to use it up because one, it's one of my oldest brow products, and two, the lid is broken. And I don't want it to have to be thrown out because it dried up. Just gonna throw on my mini Gimme Brow in the shade 3.5, and then we'll go in with, wow, that's really dark. I don't remember it being that dark. Oh my. The brow product from Sephora that's on my wish list is the Benefit Mighty Fine Waterproof Brow Pen. It's got those like 3 little prongs, and it looks really interesting and like it would save a lot of time. But the brow pen that I currently have that I pulled is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in Auburn. I really like this pen. I feel it's like really easy to use. It gives quick, easy hair-like strokes. It's not too pigmented or too sheer. It's like the perfect amount of pigment, and it's easy to clean up if you make mistakes. But I mostly just use it in the front of my brow to draw in those hairs a little bit more in the front area. While I'm priming my eyes, I'm going to talk to you about the palette that we're working with. So I've always wanted to try a Pat McGrath Mothership, but that's always been something like I definitely can't justify the price of that. And they just came out with their Petal Morphosis, so you know, that's definitely something on like my dream if I had no budget makeup wish list. It looks freaking gorgeous, but many people have pointed out that it looks quite similar to the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette, which I do own. It is flipping gorgeous. And so I'm using that today. I think I want to focus mostly on this multi-chrome scales because I'm just feeling like that's the vibe. I'm gonna go into scales, wet it. Hopefully there's not a lot of fallout. If you can't tell, I'm going for something quite structured, and I hope I can make it symmetrical. And while we're here just patting on loads of this multi-chrome, why don't I tell you, shit, there's big fucker. While we're sitting here just patting on this multi-chrome, why don't I just tell you a bit about where I've been. So I know I was like, I'm back. I feel like I always do that. And then I found out my job was getting outsourced shortly after I was like, I'm back on YouTube and I feel like I can handle working and posting and everything. And then because, you know, my job was outsourced and I wasn't going to be employed for very much longer, I got kind of down about that because, you know, that is just a circumstantially depressing thing. And so I was just working and sleeping basically until the very last day of work that I was scheduled to have. And then it has been like a week and a half, I think, ish, since we officially had our last day as a team. The whole team was outsourced. It was really, really sad. And I am looking for something else, but I've just been giving myself a break from my medication. If you don't know, I have narcolepsy, among other things, and for my narcolepsy, I consistently have to be on stimulants throughout the day and drink energy drinks on top of that just to be awake and be functional. So since I have had kind of time off from obligations, I have given my body a break from all of the stimulants and energy drinks and really let myself sleep as much as my body wanted to. And it's been nice. I mean, I definitely don't always have the best time sleeping that much because I also have PTSD and nightmares, but oh, I think that's turning out good. Okay, I just went off camera and did the other eye to match so that I could give my camera a chance to not get too hot because it sits right in front of my lights, so sometimes it does get really hot. And thinking maybe I want to continue this and do kind of like almost a butterfly thing. I'm gonna take this Jasmine eyeliner from Shades by Shan and put this on the outer corner of the waterline. So previously I had like a super flat thin brush, and I'm taking another one just that's even smaller. I'm gonna create, should have probably grabbed a liner brush for this, but ooh. Let me do that. I'm grabbing this Patrick Ta eyebrow brush to do what I want. And again, we spray. So now that I got that shape there, I'm gonna fill in with that flat shader brush. Then I'm gonna take the shade Fierce on that eyebrow brush and finish out the point. I think that looks cute. All right, Brian McKnight, we're starting back at 1. Back into scales. Okay, and then for the inner part of the waterline, I want to take this one from LA Girl. It's one of their neon ones. And I guess I'll take Fierce also on the inner corner and blend that down into that bright green eyeliner on the waterline. And I'm not spraying because I don't want this to be that intense. Okay, so this is not a Sephora product, but I really want to have like an intense brow bone highlight and maybe an intense face highlight. So I'm going into Unearthly Ooze and just taking a pencil brush, really getting that into the brow bone, then just adding just a teensy bit to the inner corner to add to that brightness. Okay, and then I think I do want to add it as a little bit of highlight on the cheeks, so there we go. I feel like a beautiful, wacky, I don't know, but I like this a lot. I think I just want to go over scales with my finger just to make sure there's no patchy spots, because I feel like there's areas on the lid where it's just a little bit thinner. So we're gonna move on to lips, and I've been really eyeing the Clarins Lip Comfort Hydrating Oil in the limited edition black shade. It looks freaking gorgeous, and I don't know, something about like a black toned glossy sheer lip is just so beautiful to me. So I chose out the Clinique Black Honey Clinique Pop Lip and Cheek Oil, and while this may not be black, it is a dark, very dark honey color, and the black from Clarins is a pH adjusting, so it's not straight black, it is more of like a dark purpley tone. And I did already line my lips with the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Moonwalk to give myself like a cooler tone. That looks so similar to the pictures of the Clarins oil. I love those lips. I am going to put on lashes, but before I do that, the new Lancome mascara has been really intriguing me. It is, I put on my loves list the mini version. It is the Lash Idole Flutter Extension Lengthening Mascara. It has a really cool looking wand, and the results before and after look gorgeous. I have the original Lash Idole mascara. This is a brand new one that I just opened up, so that's what I'm going to use today. I prefer something that is lengthening and separating over volumizing. I just feel like when I use volumizing mascaras, it just on my lashes looks really thick and clumpy, and I don't enjoy the super volumizing one. So I'm really excited. I know I'm definitely eventually gonna get that mini of the new Lancome. All right, I'm gonna pop on some lashes and then I'll be back to show you my finished look. All right, and this is the finished look of all of the items that I shopped for my stash like I was shopping the Sephora sale. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this look and watching me use products I already have to kind of get the vibes of products that I'm wanting from the sale that frankly I just can't buy right now. And if you guys picked up anything from the Sephora sale, or you've tried anything that's on my wish list, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, because I'm so curious, are they actually worth it? Like, should I keep them on my wish list, or am I good with the products I have? Again, anything that I can link will be linked below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't see. Where's my glasses? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already. And I will see you guys next time. And there are a couple declutters coming up, so keep an eye out. Bye!